Okay, let's go into Module 10, Section 1, and we're going to look at adding and subtracting polynomials. So first, some important vocabulary terms that you need to know. Some of them you've already known, but we're going to talk about them again. So number one is a monomial. A monomial is just a single term. So some examples are like 2, 3x, 4y squared, 2xy. Notice that it doesn't really matter how many things we have in there as long as it's all multiplication. So it can't be any kind of addition. So it has to be one term, which is a monomial. So mono means single. A binomial is two terms. That is 3x plus 1 or 2x squared minus 4. It doesn't matter, again, what those terms are as long as there's only two of them. A trinomial is three terms. So, for example, 2x squared y minus 3xy squared plus 5 is three different terms. And then a polynomial is one or more monomials. Okay, so so all three of these things are polynomials, but a polynomial can be something even greater than that in that case. Okay, so a degree of a polynomial is the highest degree of any term. So for example, notice here, there is no x, so it's x to the 0 power. So that means the highest degree would be 0. 3x, the degree would be 1 because x is to the first power. 4y squared, the degree would be 2 because y squared here. And then this 2xy gets a little confusing because then you're trying to figure out what is the degree there. Well, you have to add the degrees of all the variables. So this is to the first power, this one's to the first power, 1 plus 1 is 2. So the degree of 2xy would be 2. And that's how we look at those different types of degrees. So notice this case, this degree of this polynomial is 1 because that's the highest degree that we have there. Out of this one, notice we have an x squared, but we have an x cubed here, so my degree is 3 because of this 3 on the power. And then this one here, notice that we have x squared, y squared, 2 plus 2 is 4. And then we have xy to the fourth, 1 plus 4 is 5. So therefore, this would be my degree, which would be 5. And this would be the coefficient with the highest degree. Okay, so combining like terms. When we're starting to combine like terms, they have to have the same exact variable set. So I can combine 2xy cubed plus 5xy cubed. That would give me 7xy cubed. But I could not combine it with 4x squared y squared, even though they both have the same degree. Right? This is degree 4, this is degree 4, and this is degree 4. It doesn't matter. They have to be exactly the same variable set, not the same number in front, but the same variable set. And then we can add or subtract any of the numbers. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify some polynomials. Is it yes or no? What's the degree? And then classify it. Is it a monomial, a binomial, a trinomial, or anything else? Okay, and I think it's only going to go up to a trinomial at the most anyway. Okay, so we have our first problem is 2a. That's a monomial. I know that because it's only one term, so that's going to be a monomial. So I'll just put mono. Mono in Latin is for single. The degree, because a is to the first power, would be 1. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, the next one, 7x squared plus 21x minus 48. Is it a polynomial? Yes, it is. What degree is it? The degree would be 2 because that's the highest degree, which is on the x squared. And then this has three terms here, so it's going to be a trinomial. Okay, 6pq squared plus 8r. Notice there are two terms. So yes, it is a polynomial. It is a binomial. And its degree is 3. And the reason why it's 3, p is to the first, q is to the second, 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, this next one, is it a polynomial? You can't have negative values in a polynomial, so you can't have these negative powers, which means it would actually go to the bottom. So therefore it would be no. So there is no degree, and it does not qualify as a polynomial. And then the number 42. So 42 is yes, it is a polynomial. The degree of this particular one would be 0 because there is no variable. So whatever that variable would be there potentially, for example, let's say we put x here, that would be x to the 0 power, because remember, anything to the 0 power is always 1. And then in this particular case, because there's only one term, it would be a monomial. Okay, let's do a homework problem. So first homework problem, we have c to the 4th minus 2c squared plus 4. Is it a polynomial? Yes, all the powers are positive and they're all in the numerator. It is degree 4 because that's my highest power, which is this one right here. And then is it a monomial? No, there's more than one term. Is it a binomial? No, there's more than 2 terms. Is it a trinomial? Yes, it is, because it has 3 terms. It has nothing to do with the power. It has to do with how many terms there are. And I think that takes care of the first video. So we'll move on to the next video and go to some more vocabulary and some more problems.